Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folk. This is a safe space for depravity podcast. I am Wellington Boyce.
And I'm Quinn Lemieux.
Welcome.
What's up, y'all? So I wanted to kick off. I want to kick off this episode because these episodes are just phone calls at this point between me and Welly.
Between two pals.
Yeah. So went down to the casino in Tampa. Very COVID safe. Just gonna get that one out of the way right now. They were plastic.
How? First of all, how?
Love that you asked me because I'd love a chance to explain. So went in. Everybody got temperature checked. So that was number one. And number two, there were plastic dividers between the slot machines, skip a slot machine, blackjack. There were plastic walls in between all the players and the dealers. I mean, we're talking like about as bubble boy as you can get in this casino. So, and security was kicking out people without masks. So that was.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So COVID safe. Now, I went down there to go to an art museum with my mom and her friends. Now, won some money in the casino, but let me tell you, I don't know if this is going to happen to us at some point. I imagine it will, but every little thing about COVID protocol, about the world at large now, the real funny thing is that, like, being with older people, not ready for it at all. 0% ready for it.
What do you mean?
So,
like, we're always with older people, like, technically.
So, what I mean is, we go to a restaurant at the Hard Rock. You have to scan a QR code to get your menu. 2 minutes. I'm talking like 2-minute ordeal. And it was, well, okay, well, where do I go now on my phone? How do I get to this?
Hold on. Question.
Yeah.
What's a QR code?
Do you really not know it?
Is that like little block pixel?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
got it.
So, yeah, man.
I mean, it would take me probably about 30 seconds.
Right. But, like, after you get it, you're like, oh, okay, let me browse a menu right quick. But this was just, I don't understand why they can't give out paper menus. And why has it got to be like this? And so I'm just sitting there, like, laughing because I've already picked out what I want to eat. And I'm trying to help, but, like, I don't want to say complaining, but like the realization that like the world's not what it used to be type of thing was just absolutely killing me.
You know, back in my day, we used to just have a menu. Before you even walked in the door, they would just have it right there on a sign that said burgers, fries, and shakes.
Honestly, though. Honestly. And then, you know, so I'm already kind of getting my chuckles, like laughing a little bit, just watching all this go down. And so, as this is going on, the waitress walks up to take our drink orders and then slowly puts down 4 paper bags in front of us. And so kind of like, what's this about? Whatever. Oh, those are bags for your masks. She walks away. My mom's friend just goes, yeah, no, of course. Makes sense. Just, thank God that they provided these paper bags to put our masks in. And I'm just like, we're all doing our part. Like, we're all trying here.
I mean, I've never seen that before.
No, and I haven't either, but I'm like, okay, relatively nice gesture. This is the
yeah, it makes sense.
This is the new bread basket. This is the new complimentary bread basket. So
where's my bread and oil?
So go through that whole thing. Go to sleep, wake up the next day, and remember, we're in Tampa during the Super Bowl, which is already all thing. I'm not there for the Super Bowl.
You fucked up with that.
I'm not there for the Super Bowl. What am I there for? Art museum. Just happened to catch a ticket to an art museum during the same weekend as the Super Bowl.
Like, when you told me that shit, I was like, yeah, this is such a Quinn move to, like, have something nice, to go see Van Gogh and shit, and just so happens you're going on one of the most important weekends of, like, traditionally Americans' pastimes, like Super Bowl Sunday.
I mean,
in Tampa, while Tampa Bay is in there.
I mean, honestly, just unbelievable timing. So we go to get brunch before the casino, or excuse me, before the art museum, and of course we pull up to park downtown in St. Petersburg. We get out, parking meter, got to get an app for it. And just watching this man slowly lose his mind just a little bit of like, of course. No, of course. Why wouldn't there be an app? This is going to be the easiest thing for us to park as long as there's an app right here. So I'm just dying at, again, I'm thinking in my mind, this is going to be like a 45-second process. We're sitting outside this car for 5 minutes while he tries to do it, and I'm thinking like maybe this is the time where I'll just pull the trigger and just do it myself. But like, is it going to be embarrassing? Is he going to be upset that I figured out how to spend $2.60 quicker than he could, or whatever the case may be? Get that done, and again, we just get into the restaurant. Oh, so maybe next time I come to Tampa, I'll just pay Google to put my car wherever I need it, and it's just dying laughing about the whole thing because, again, the world has just left these people behind.
Yeah. And like the thing is, it's within the past year.
Yep.
Like you've never probably felt so old and forgotten
Right.
till the pandemic because everything is now non-hands-on. Like you're calling shit in or you're doing everything from here.
Yeah.
Like strictly from your phone, ordering food, ordering fucking house appliances. Yep. Like it's simple. Button. That's it.
Yeah.
Paid for. Don't have to do card, nothing.
Literally.
And folks like this is just like, the milkman used to come down to the house and hand us a crate of milk.
Yes. Why can't I get my salami delivered to my house anymore?
He would come in and shake our hand and give us milk and bread. Hence why you'd always say, the child doesn't look like the milkman. Because sometimes the housewives would have affairs with the milkman.
That's the joke.
Yeah, see?
So we get through that whole ordeal again, milkman spiel, the whole thing, right? And so we pull up to the museum where we're finally, about to be, and I'm thinking, all right, home free. This is our last thing we got to do, and then we're out of this town, and there's going to be no more COVID protocols going on anymore. Pull up to the museum. Now, remember, we were at the casino the night before. Everybody's got a little more cash than they'd usually carry, and you got to pay to park at this museum. Pull up, card only.
Wow.
So just the final little nail in the coffin of, again, of course couldn't use cash. They'd have to touch the cash. Why would we pull up to a place where they have to touch the cash? We got to be sanitary. And now, granted, there's some points to be made here, but
this is it. I have had it.
It's just that exact mentality, and I'm just dying because, again, in my mind, these are 5-second realizations of, gotta act a little different, and just become these absolute tirades. And I don't blame them. And here's why I don't blame them, because if I rolled up to that museum and they said, just give us your Bitcoin wallet, I'd be like,
oh,
I can't use card. Of course I couldn't use card. Why would I be able to use card? Got to use crypto. Everybody's doing crypto now. And that day will come. But that day's not right now.
Yeah. I mean, shit, that day is coming sooner than we think because the way everybody is buying Dogecoins and shit like that. Like when I first saw, I bought Doge, I thought of the meme.
Which it is. Really? That meme is on the coin, the crypto coin.
Oh,
it's Reddit's crypto.
I hate this world. Of course, it's a fucking meme.
You should have.
And now it's almost real currency. It's a 2011 meme that's currency
now. Funny that you bring that up.
Worth nothing.
Because around 2011, Dogecoin starts kicking off. That becomes a thing. Same time, another Reddit community decides that they want to make their own crypto too, and that was when Roy Hibbert was playing center for the Indiana Pacers, and around the NBA community on Reddit, there was Hibbert coin with his face plastered all over it. Now, granted, is that worth anything now? Of course not. But this shows you the level of hysteria that was surrounding Bitcoin, 2013-ish, whatever. So yeah, everybody's got a little crypto, and now I, just like my mom and her friends, will be on the receiving end of that. Maybe not now, but sometime in the future, and I will automatically become them when I am asked to pay for something in Bitcoin.
Jeez. See, like, I keep thinking about buying some, especially Doge, because it's like I heard the other day, Doge will never reach $1, or at least we will never see it reach $1. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should invest in a couple shares or whatever. No, that's not. It's not stocks, is it?
Coins.
Okay, so buy a couple
Yeah.
coins of this
Yeah.
8 cents, whatever thing, and then hopefully 20 years from now, I'm Big Daddy Welly, and I got a couple bands, no more than like $2,000 worth of Dogecoin.
It's my favorite thing that people bring up about crypto specifically is they're like, or like with Apple stocks, it's like, if you would have kept that money, you would have become a billionaire. It's like, Susie, you would have sold it when it reached $500 because that was your mortgage payment. And you would have been like, oh my God, can you believe that I got to pay off my mortgage with these stockies and bonds and stonks and fucking whatever, you know? So it's not going to happen for regular people. The people who really became Bitcoin millionaires either understood everything about it or bought some, put it on a flash drive, and then forgot about it for 10 years. And they were like, oh my God, I have like 8 Bitcoin. They're like,
no, that's literally how it went. Like, because, nigga, they're like, oh yeah, they were real popular and cheap in 2013. You remember what the fuck we were doing in 2013?
going to college.
Being shitheads.
Yeah.
Being shitheads in school, and that was about it. If you told me about some fucking Bitcoin, I would think you're talking about another pyramid scheme that some frat kid was just trying to tell me about last week to sign on.
Go ahead and subtweet Rippling right now.
I was about to say.
Go ahead
I was about to say
subtweet.
Rippling. Bro, fuck Rippling. If y'all don't know what Rippling was or is,
wait. Do you want to be the guy or can I be the guy?
to explain it,
Yeah.
you go.
I'll
ahead,
sell
'cause I
I'll
don't
sell it.
know
I'll sell it to you.
I only know who told me to get on it, and you know exactly who it is.
So funny thing about Rippling is every single person went the same way. And listen, before I say what I'm about to say, I want to get this out there. It was made for people of our age, like 18, 19, wanted to make a quick buck, wanted to figure it out, and thought they had a scheme to get rich. But the pitch went like this. It's an incredible opportunity. This is ground floor type of stuff. And right now, if you get in with me, then you are going to be one of the first few. Now, if you get in with me, then grab 2 more people. Then what we're going to build is a cohesive network of communication that will allow us to push whatever we want for, however much we want to give it out to. Now,
And a buddy of mine, I seen him do it with his friend group, and he's already driving a fucking brand new Mercedes.
right.
Suck my dick.
So they'd go through that whole thing, and then the question inevitably would come up, and you'd go, well, what is it? What is it? And then the answer invariably would come back, I need you to sign an NDA before I can tell you exactly what it is. And at that moment, you knew. And it was the same exact moment that The Office captured a couple years prior when Michael's explaining his wonderful new business opportunity. And he's like, Jim, it's not a pyramid scheme. And then Jim draws the triangle around the whole thing. And you're like, oh, this is exactly what that is. But guess what? They didn't sell anything. I don't really still know what the idea was, but it was provocative.
Yeah, it got the people going, at least in Daytona Beach.
I mean,
in Tallahassee.
But yeah, I mean, literally the same wavelength that Bitcoin was on, and then eventually you got to the conversations around, well, the technology is so great, and you're like, I don't understand a word of what's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you have somebody investing in this shit in 2013. And like I said, you come up to me in 2013, you're like, hey, man, have you heard about Bitcoin? It's this new, like, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. No, I'm going to go shotgun this beer and hang out with some friends and play Mario Kart. Like, I've got better things to worry about.
Yeah.
I've got an essay in a month that I'm more worried about than that. And I'm not going to do that shit till last minute.
But like, hey, you want to make a whole lot of money real fast.
Which I mean, sure, I'm sitting here talking shit about it, but like, yeah, I regret it.
Yeah,
I wish I was smart enough to be like, you know what? Let me throw down the $2 that I have that's going to go towards cover this week.
yeah. But again, the whole thing would have been as soon as it got to $500, you would have been like, I'm out of here. Drinks on me. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Dog. I got like that when I got Vine money, when I got my first promo. Like, I made $100 and we went out that weekend and I bought everybody's Waffle House. Like, it was cash money. I was just like, you can't touch me with $100.
Bro, it's unbelievable.
So imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and now we're at the point where you get a certain amount of money and it's like, well, half of that's going to bills, half of that I got to pay for this, half of that I got to pay. Oh, I don't have any more money until next week. Yeah.
Literally.
So on that topic too, I want to hear about the washing machine stuff because now we're talking about grown folk stuff. I need to hear about the fact that you're so homegrown doing home repairs and stuff now.
Okay, I mean it's nothing. It's something light, but so recently I've been having washing machine issues, and I don't know what. Like the first time it happened was about 2 weeks ago, and I was just trying to wash some clothes because I do that in bulk. Like at the end of the week, I just like wash everything at once, and in the middle of the wash, it just started like flashing, and just stopped working, and wasn't draining correctly, I guess. So I had to look up what the treatment was and all this stuff, and I saw a bunch of a bunch of YouTube videos, and these guys are like, "Oh yeah, just unscrew this, and then take this out, drain it out, and then take whatever's blocking your whatever hose that connects into the washer, and you should be good." I'm like, okay, that's simple enough. Why can't I just call a repairman for this? I Google it, like $300. I'm good. See, seems easy enough for me to do. So I put on my tool belt. What is his name?
Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Yeah, I put on my Tim the Tool Man Taylor belt, and I go to work. Not really. I just went to Ace Hardware and bought like a few drill bits that I ended up not using and I already had. And I was just like, okay, cool. Just unscrew this. The only like difficult part about it is when I was draining it, it smells horrendous because it's water buildup of dirty clothes. So you got your balls sweat, you got your feet sweat, you got your stank, whatever, just mixed with this water and old stuff that's been sitting there because you don't know that it's blocking it. So it's sitting there for days, months. You know, this is the first time I ever did it though. So months.
This is exactly the whole thing that just hits you in the face. And I don't want to use the phrase because I hate it so much. The adulting phrase that I hate so much, but you get hit in the face with a little bit of reality of like, oh, these are now not problems. These are my problems specifically. Yeah. You know who I can't call? My father to come get a sock out of here.
And see, I almost did it. I almost called him because I was having difficulty just getting the door off. That was actually the hardest part, was getting the door off, because I was like, what the fuck? Like, everybody on YouTube seems like they just slid it off. My dumbass unscrewed the wrong screw, so it was still bolted in the center. And I'm sitting there fucking like, water machines are going to probably fall on top of me because of this shit. And eventually got it off. And like I said, the hardest part was that and draining it. And so I'm draining it little by little. And they tell you not to open it all the way because it's just going to. So I'm like, all right, it's a little drain. I put towels around. I'm like, okay, this is not draining fast enough. Unhook it. Woof. Pretty much didn't flood the floor because I had enough towels, but it was enough to be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And like I scurried around to find more things to just pick up this goop dirt water. And I'm just sitting there like, because the smell was just awful. It smelled like sewage water.
Yep.
Which I'm pretty sure what it is. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, long story short, it happened again 2 days ago. The first time it took me 30 minutes. The other day it took me about 5. So
the reason I ask is because
I ain't saying I'm Jonathan Taylor Thomas's dad or anything, but
tool daddy.
Home improvement is real in this bitch.
I just think it's so funny because to me it's just one of those things where you're hitting a certain age, and again, a great example of this, you turn a certain age and you got to admit you're in your late 20s.
Yeah.
I remember those guys.
You know what I also thought about, like, and this just randomly hit me. I was like, oh my God. Because I thought someone was just like, oh yeah, 30 is 2 years away from 28. And I'm like, didn't you hear that? But I thought about, I'm a man. You're a man. You know what happens at 30? Got to get your prostate checked. And I am scared. Never had anything there. And I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think, I think that's going to be, one of those it's going to be one of those things where okay, you know what? Here's exactly how I feel about this, because I've thought about this for a long time. Not this specifically, but this
thought about getting the old finger up the butt.
Yeah. No, but
up the poop chute.
Here's my thing. Am I going to be more uncomfortable at that happening to me, or am I going to be more upset when I get to a point and they're like, yeah, he died at 32. Why?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Why? He was too scared to get a finger up there to get this figured out. And then it's like, oh, like,
hey, yo, he a bitch.
one of my mantras is please. And this is just me. This doesn't relate to anybody else. It's just my own personal thing. I do not want to die.
Please take your time.
I do not want to die in a way where somebody could hear about it and just go and just bust out laughing. Like, this is a tragic event, but this is what I think of every time this topic comes up. There was a guy who was watching a NASCAR race, minding his own business, having a frou brews with his boys, having a great time, cheering on Dale Earnhardt. A car crashed, and a tire came off the track and fucking hit him in the head. And that was it for him. That was the end of that novel. And it's not his fault, but fuck.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, again, you're sitting at that funeral. You're sitting at that funeral and just says, wow, I never saw this coming. And somebody else goes, neither did he. And that's where it just ends for me, because I don't want that. I don't want a punchline. Yeah, exactly.
Neither did he.
And you're just like, oh my God, now Jeff is an urban legend of, like, you should hear how your grandpappy died. He got smeared by a tire. Where was he? In the stands. Now we got more questions that need to be answered. It's
luck of the draw. Yeah, man. Like, that shit's weird. Like, I thought about that, and I'm just like, well, I'm a bitch if I don't get my ass checked. Like, you gotta get it.
Yeah.
Because also, as a black man, like, prostate cancer is a very real thing for black men.
Prostate cancer and sodium.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Wait, Tiger Woods' dad was the black guy, right?
Yeah.
The black guy. The black one.
One of them.
But yeah, and his dad died of prostate cancer. Like, and I remember my dad just being like, yeah, it's a real thing. Like, all this stuff. But my dad never talked about going to a proctologist,
Now,
and I never heard about it.
granted, both of my grandparents have had prostate cancer. One of them is dead, but not from prostate cancer. The other one's still alive. But it is an inevitability of a man that if you live long enough, you will develop prostate cancer. Period. End of story. Now, when that happens, is the luck of the
That's why
draw.
I jerk off a lot. I can't do that.
You know? But because of that, you really think about it, and this is where you gotta step outside the mind a little bit and say, how lucky are we that the test is that simple? It's counterintuitive, but all it takes is a well-trained finger. How lucky? How lucky must we be?
Because, like, when you think about women that go to get pap smears and stuff, like, they got to put their shit in fucking stirrups and get the speculum and crank that shit open and then get a fucking cotton swab. And, like, hearing that is a nightmare. Like, hearing that they have to stick something inside the thing that doesn't need something to go inside just to check the mucous membrane to see everything is all right and there's no cancer cells.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Now my question is that
all we got to do is just take it up the pooper and
right.
I don't feel anything weird.
And we can hop right off of this because I've spent way longer than I cared to admit on this specific topic, but this is the last thing I'll say because I am curious. Number one, how do you train it? And number two, what's it feel like? How do you know? How do you know?
Well, Quinn, on how to train it.
I'm just amazed at the work that these medical professionals put in just to keep us alive.
You gotta. At that point, it's like, you know, when gardeners have like a green thumb. Like, if you see a proctologist that's just like really good at what he does or she does, like, you got the brown thumb. You got the brown thumb, kid.
Quick shout.
You're going places.
Quick shout out to all the proctologists out there for really just, making it happen for the rest of us.
Shout out to all the prospectors.
Yeah. Hey, and if you're still in the farm league, don't worry, you'll get there. Just takes a little refined practice.
You'll get there. You'll get your green thumb, just like these proctologists got their brown thumbs. Ew. Yeah.
Now, all right. So I don't have a graceful segue out of this one, but I did mention this to you before, and I do want to see where it goes. I have a couple things for overrated, underrated that I'm curious where you fall on. And,
okay.
And the first one.
So, you're gonna answer, or you're gonna ask one, and I have to answer just strictly along with my opinion, and then I'll ask. Okay. Got it.
So
cool.
The first one I have for you, and I'm curious where this one's gonna land with you. Tap to pay.
Overrated. I don't. Like, I don't. I fucking don't. Because I don't know. I just don't. It's overrated. Like, sure, it's super convenient, but it's like, oh, can you take out your phone? No, I have a card on me, ma'am. Just like these fucking old people.
I'm telling you.
I've got cash.
It comes right back. It comes right back.
Is my money not good enough here?
I
have real money.
I'm a paying customer.
I'm a 401k. God damn it! I pay bills. My kids go to private school, and you're saying I can't use my shit? Yeah, no.
So quick plug. This is the first episode that we're recording video to, and if you see us lean away from the mics and look like we're shouting to each other, we're not in the same state. It's just we'll blow some eardrums if we go right into these things. So
absolutely, I've already seen like my shit clip a little bit, so I'm helping y'all out.
Keep them on.
Johnny, what? No, your underwear isn't in the dryer. What? The dog ate it. God damn it, I'll be right back. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we're helping y'all out with the ears and the car speakers because we don't want that shit blown the fuck out.
So I agree. And again, one of those things that just comes back to, if anybody ever asked me to pull out my phone to pay for something and I had a card on me, I would be upset. And
yeah, like I don't care to. Like my phone, I don't even have money on my phone like that. Like I don't have the Apple Pay whatever money shits. I have like 93 cents.
it would
And I remember doing that at a Subway, and they're like, "Oh, our thing is down. You can use tap to pay." I was like, "No, I can't. I can't pay for this. I cannot."
So there was a kid that I went to school with, and I think about this so frequently. But there was a kid that I went to school with who's
Wait, I kind of want to hint who.
all right. Well,
Give me a hint. Tell me who it is.
so I can give you all the hints you want. He's never going to hear this episode. Wonderful kid, tragically passed away this year or last year. So you're never going to hear. He's never going to hear this. But anyway, where were we? So anyway, this kid, he had a mom, and
This kid had a mom.
no, he had a mom, and this was like back during like the early 2000s, and his mom didn't believe in using credit cards online because she thought that all of her information was going to be stolen. And I remember being like 8 years old and thinking like, I don't understand why computers don't take cash. And then I was thinking about it. I thought about that thought like 6 years later, and I just thought about how funny it would be if at the bottom of your computer you had like a dollar slot. You had like a little vending machine slot. And it would be like, your total at Amazon is $82.63, and you just feed money into it. And then some guy named Bert comes by weekly and empties the thing out and gives it back to Amazon.
That'd be absurd. That'd be absurd. After I pay for shit, just break it open.
Yeah. made
Refund.
made zero sense at all. But I used to think about like, how do we solve for people who don't want to use their credit cards online? And my first thought was a vending machine, a vending machine,
At home ATM vending machine type.
yeah. And I literally remember thinking like, oh, the easy solve for this is you just got to get somebody to come pick it up, like the milkman. And of course, it made no sense. Still doesn't make any sense. But I think about it.
Just take an axe to it, just crack that bitch open.
What a bunch of idiots! I just got a free microphone.
I just robbed my bank.
There's a little security camera in there, and they just put on a mask before they just take an axe to this strong box inside their own computer.
See, if that was ever a thing, and like we developed into a time where, what would you even call this guy? The money vendor?
I have no idea.
Oh, the kid looks like the money vendor. Like, your mom didn't cheat on you, or your dad didn't. Whatever. Like,
Dude, can you imagine? Can you think about? Okay, first of all, I'm about to go like 8 different ways. So like, go ahead.
the money vendor slipped a fast one on you.
Go ahead, buckle up, because this is about to go like 8 different ways. Number one, it's hilarious to think about the idea of collect phone calls. I'm calling you, but you got to pay for it. Great idea. Fucking hilarious idea. Hey, I'm picking up a phone. It's collect. You pay for the charges. Fucking hilarious idea. Secondly, the fact, and I remember hearing this back in the day on those infomercials for fucking blow pens or light brights or whatever the fuck they were advertising to kids.
Bro, wanted
Dude,
them
every
so bad.
every time, 4 to 6 weeks shipping and handling included, and no COD. I remember asking my mom, "Hey, what's COD?" "Oh, cash on delivery." "So what does that mean?" "Oh, you just pay them when they get there." What? I'm sorry, like. The idea, again, if you want to take a great Sopranos line that you'll get...
Or 4 easy payments of $2.99 a month.
Dude, you want to take another great Sopranos line? That they order Chinese food. You got to check the bag when they get here. What the fuck does that matter? If it's not in there, they still got to drive back to the restaurant and go get it. And imagine just showing up at a package just like, hey, to accept this package, you got to pay me $23.95. No. Like, okay, now you guys are
you just get to the door. Hey, we're here to pick up the money. Not a chance. Not
in this economy.
a chance. We're in a recession, nigga.
like, hey, Marie, beat it. The fuzz is here. Like, what? Like, what in the world?
It's a cardboard house, like face. It's just a fucking fake house, cardboard. It falls down. Quick scram!
But
They know we don't live here.
But the fake house isn't a fake house. It's a bear, and Lady Gaga's just slapping the bear. But it's just like, you just think about the world again in the 60s, that it's just like, yeah, here's ma'am, that'll be $22.03. Okay, here's a piece of paper that says you can go to the bank yourself and go get it.
Here's also a paper that says I owe you. Okay, let's go back to the fact that motherfuckers used to write on a piece of paper, I owe you. I'm going to honor this, or a fucking rain check. I'm going to take a rain check.
Come back at it.
You know when I used to work at Winn-Dixie and I'd have to write rain checks? Yeah, we owe you this. Or you owe us this. We're just going to hope that you come back to pay. What?
Come back when? Eventually. Like,
Or you gotta hope that we will have this in stock.
I just love.
You're gonna pay for it now, and maybe eventually we'll have it.
I just love just how innocent like 50 years ago was, or Jesus Christ, 70 years ago was, like back in the 50s. Yeah. 70 years ago back in the 50s.
7 years ago back in the 40s.
Yeah.
When milk was a quarter.
Where it was just a situation of like, oh, you don't have it, and it'll eventually work itself out. Whereas now it's like, hey, your card got declined. I've got to go to the ATM and pull out money. Okay, leave your driver's license, your phone, your social, your birth certificate, and I'll let you walk away from this bar right now. Huh?
No. No.
I'm going to call the cops because that was an $8 vodka soda. Whereas in the past, the barkeep would look at you and say, "This man has honor. He's got a tie on. Clearly, he will be back shortly with the sufficient funds."
The fact is, like, you could just walk in about, oh, no, hey, Charlie, I know you're good for it. What if Charlie just didn't show up one day?
Dude.
And his tab is like $500?
Dude.
You're out of business. Your bar is shut down. $500? And back in that day, your bar is shut down.
Dude. the exact same principle of like moving away from a place, like doing that and then just moving away the next day, like especially back in the 50s, you're never going to see that person again. I remember again having the exact same thought. I was in like 4th grade and we had this big project due, and it was the last day of school, and I go to the last day of school thinking, ooh, I hope she never collects it. And like now that I'm older, I'm just thinking like, yeah, she was like, nah, fuck that. I'm not grading another goddamn paper for the rest of this year. But in my mind, I was like, ooh, she might forget. Ooh, I'm going to go to 5th grade. You can't get me in 5th grade. like I'm going to be one door over, and it's like, you have no power here.
As you can see, I have the higher ground.
Go scuttle back to the fourth grade classroom. It's all yours. It's all that will ever be yours.
Please remind Darius. Please remember to get Darius a glass of water.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, that was just the type of shit. Like, you're in 4th grade, you get to 5th grade, and you're thinking somehow your teacher didn't pass 4th grade, so like you're better than she is. You're like, wait. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, hold the phone here. She wasn't smart enough to teach 5th grade, so she got stuck in 4th grade.
Damn, it's crazy being up here and you down there.
You believe the amount of algebra they have over here? You could never imagine.
You over fucking with finger paintings. We out here adding shit up, bro. You try to teach people to finger paint? Sorry about it.
Bitch, I did that last year. I know, I was there.
And you're still there this year. I wish I just had like the gun insert.
Hey, Jamie, can we put that in post?
Dude, gotcha, bitch.
Dude,
Add that,
bro. Honestly, this is the type of shit that used to go through my mind of just like, yeah, no, she can't catch me because I'm down the hall, like I'm getting away with something.
Oh fuck. Okay, I got one for you.
Oh yeah, tap to pay.
Let's circle back.
We're gonna get back to that. Delete.
All right. Overrated or underrated? Being the little spoon.
All right, we got to give some context here.
You are being the little spoon, and yes, this is the reason why I wrote this one down.
So, I'm 6'4", and probably approaching 3 bills. Now, let me tell you this right now: if a young woman wants to jetpack me, I will be more than happy to be jetpacked. And it comes down to 2 specific reasons. There's a way I sleep on my side, and I like to have my arm underneath the pillow. And when a human is on that arm, I can no longer feel my arm. And number 2 is I don't care what type of hair type you have. It is just long enough to be in my nostril.
Bro, dead ass. Like, somehow her hair gets in my nose, and they just, like, lock up, make one dread in the middle of the night of, like, just being they get closer than we do. And I'm just like, I'm in her I'm in her fucking ear going, and she's just thinking I'm a weirdo that I'm just like smelling the fuck out of her shampoo. Like,
I'm like,
no, bitch.
Every one of these split ends is tickling parts of my olfactories that you wouldn't believe.
Oh my gosh, he must really like me. He keeps smelling my hair. No, bitch, you got boogies in it because your hair is in my nose.
Yeah, you pull this out, it's gonna come out like a dirty spoon.
You got some new hair gel. It's called snot.
I didn't like that.
I mean, it's much better. I could have gotten real bad.
We'll take that.
We'll
take that.
I could have gone something about Mary with that shit.
Nah, so I'll take no, I think it's underrated. If you haven't tried it, give it a shot.
Absolutely.
I don't, and again, not to take the high ground here, is I am very much one to do from time to time, but again, on the conversation surrounding prostate exams and being the little spoon, my masculinity is not that fragile. No,
I'm
sure there are some things out there that could make me feel very not masculine. Those are not among them.
I want to be the little spoon. Listen, man. Be my little jetpack, because we going on a trip. And then if I got a fart, I fart on them coochie lips. Bars. Hold me. Hold me back. Hold me back, Sway.
Bars.
But yeah, like I'm trying to have a little jetpack, bro. And straight up. It's comfortable.
And inherently non-threatening.
What do you mean?
Mechanically, you can't. So it is a wonderful position as far as safety.
Oh,
goes.
like slipping a fast one?
Yeah. So so again, it really gives it really
unless
no, just right there. Imaginations, everybody.
Unless
Um,
feel a poke coming through
so
on you. Now, boy, you know I can't help it.
all of a sudden, like Sly and the Family Stone just come in, just like pop in. Bootsy Collins comes out the closet, just slapping a mean bass, and you're just like, oh my god, who invited Parliament to this party?
Oh shit,
That was a good.
right.
That was a good one.
What do you got?
I tried to come up with a couple of these, and the other one that kind of seemed to be a little bit divisive when I was taking a poll in the office the other day was self checkout. Also,
what the fuck are we, like 50-year-old men? You keep tap to pay, self checkout. Absolutely, self checkout. It's overrated, but I'm it's convenient. Everything you're talking to me about is like what guys like 50-year-old men at golf talk about. How about that new checkout at Walmart?
You right.
Yeah, I never thought I'd use it.
You're right. You're right. I don't know. It's personal stuff that I have such a love-hate relationship with, depending on what items I have with me at any given time. If it's anything alcoholic or more than 3 items, why am I paying to do somebody's job here? And that bothers me.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about that.
That bothers me. And number 2, if it's out,
but see, lines be long.
True, but alcohol is like, okay, go ahead and ring it through. Okay, been through this game before. Now get out your map, type in the passcode, and eventually you will summon a store manager that happens to have the same 4-digit code for every store that has ever existed to clear this authorization.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you just sit there like, you could just put it right there. Let me scan my ID and put the code right there, and just tell me that this would not work more efficiently than having to get you out of the break room, finishing the last of your Lloyd's pulled pork sandwich from and coming over here and taking those fingers and putting them all over the same screen I'm about to touch to finish this purchase.
Right after you took a fat, nasty shit after eating your Lloyd's pulled pork sandwich.
There's no way that you can tell me that 7-Eleven convenience stores can scan your ID to give you anything that you need, and I can't do that at Walmart or at Publix or at any of these other things. You have to physically see my face on the ID. I'll drop it on the thing. You can scan that too, and then I can be on my merry way. You cannot tell me.
Shit don't add up.
Haven't been putting in the time, apparently. That's all I got to say about it. Very frustrating. Very frustrating. But on the other side, lines be long.
Lines be long. All right, I got one.
Okay.
Overrated, underrated. College.
I would love to do one of these things where I say it's appropriately rated.
It's rated.
Yeah, it's rated. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, with the way people talk about college now, it's underrated. But the reason I say that is you got to do it the right way, and it will be what you need it to be. What you need it to be is it depends. Well, you need to understand why you're doing it. So that's number one.
Yeah.
You need to understand why you're doing it. And then once we've gotten to that part, then what comes next is it needs to be an experience where you just get out of the house and live by yourself with no consequences and learn how to be a person. Like that is invaluable experience that you will never get back for the rest of your life. of those
Yeah.
moments of just figuring shit out for a
Of
couple
just
years.
hard, just trial and error bullshit.
Yeah.
Even just the little things like
Grocery
get my
shopping.
paper in on time. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Like the first time that you realize, hey, I would love to eat and there's nothing in the fridge. And not like I'm home and there's nothing in the fridge. There's nothing in this fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, oh, I have to go do what? Pick out food for myself? My mom always did this.
Yes.
I have to pick out what I want in my fridge for me. Oh, this shit's expensive. Oh, where do I get the money for this?
Ooh, I got a good one for you. Was there anything the first time or like the first couple times you went grocery shopping, you're like, why is this the most expensive thing in the world? Because I have one in mind.
Toilet paper.
Peanut butter. You cannot convince me that it needs to be $7 a jar.
Well, you go to Aldi, that shit can be $2.30 or $2.53. But given it's like not even the 16 jug or whatever the heavy jug, it's a you can make a few Sammys out of it, but it's expensive.
And why it makes me mad is that jelly is just $2. And you're like, wait, like what jelly is $2? Oh, the 55-gallon drum we have back here.
Like you'll just fucking scoop it out and just throw it on bread.
Oh my God!
Like,
can you imagine going to Trader Joe's and they just have a refrigerated jelly section? And you're like, did you bring your own jar? And you're like, no, I just figured I'd fill up my pockets and get out of here.
Jelly on the go.
Like,
no, don't mind me. Just
just do the middle school shirt pocket. Just flip it up. Just load up that little shirt pocket with the whole thing and then just walk out.
Bro, that shit. Oh man, but yeah, no, toilet paper and paper towels, like specifically toilet paper. And the thing is, first time I bought toilet paper for myself, I was 20. I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
let's say that. I was at least 22. Because in college, I never my mom's like a couponer, so toilet paper always on deck. That was like one of the few things even till this day, she comes up every time from Florida. I have an abundance of toilet paper and paper towels. But when I was in LA, I was like, shit, like I got a new apartment. I got to buy some shit. And we went to Target. Oh my God. I was like, what? $7 for not even the good shit for one ply? Are you out of your mind? And for the longest time, my asshole was raw as shit because I just didn't care enough about it to pay that much. I was like, I was so adamant about like, I'm not going to spend $15 on toilet paper. You got me fucked up.
I've had some experiences in my life that have made me accept that no matter what money problems I have, I will never be that poor. Thankfully.
Yeah. No, now that I feel that, like, I one ply, bro, you hate yourself.
Now.
You hate yourself. Go see a therapist because you don't need that. You don't need those problems. Please, at least get 2 ply because your asshole deserves it.
Now, this brings up another interesting point, again, that I was just thinking about was I am so curious about if the investment for a bidet is going to be worth it.
See, I would like a bidet, but I also don't mind buying wet wipes. Like, it's just...
Now, my thing is, I think the number one rule of buying a bidet is that you have to start it on a weekend.
What? Why?
Because you need probably 2 days to get acclimated to exactly what we're dealing with. Like, you do not want to start your Monday morning off the first try hitting a bidet and then
before your coffee
and just being like, well, now I work. And you're like, wait, I'm not sure I've gathered the whole experience or if I've figured out exactly how this machine works.
What did I eat last night? Oh no, that's my bidet.
Yeah, crisp. It's crisp.
Bro, I mean, like, I use wet wipes. There's a method to it, and I don't see the necessary to have a bidet, but it might be nice. It might be cool, but I also don't like the idea of something squirting at me like like a snake venom.
Yeah.
Crikey!
I don't know. I found him head first in the toilet. He was trying to wrestle something. I'm not exactly sure what was going on in there.
You see right there, right back there, it's spitting at me because it's angry. I sat in its territory.
And then you open it. You open up the door and you just hear. You're like, what? What is that? What?
This nigga fight with a bidet. Oh, we got a squatter.
Sir, you need to call a plumber. I don't.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
So do you want that chili or are you good?
Oh shit! All right, I got one. Theatrical dunks in movies, overrated, underrated.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you stupid bitch.
All right, well, a couple minutes left, and I'm gonna take all of them. So first of all,
Guess I'm up next.
so the happiest I've ever been is if you haven't seen it, it's the Stop the Cap meme with Zeus and Belu from YouTube when Roddy Rich is flying through the air, horizontal to the ground, singing into a camera, and then dunking a basketball. Now, number one,
I just put a switch in a box. I just put my dick in a box.
here's my thing. I respect Roddy Rich. I love what he's doing. I can think of zero things lamer in my entire life, not than shooting a music video at your old high school. That's probably cool in circumstances. But to put on your old high school uniform of a team you know damn well he never made because he's 5'5", and to say, "Well, this is my music video."
Whoa. Muggsy Bogues is out here, bro.
He's down there somewhere. So my thing is like that. It's just a very lame look to just because at some point somebody from his team had to call the coach and say, "Hey, can we cop these?" Which is just the lamest move of all time. Which I
guess
I don't want to get all tighty about high school sports, but it's like, dude, you're coming.
If you didn't do it, then you have no reason to be putting and promoting like you actually did it. I went through the fucking trenches in high school.
So
I went freshman year, sophomore, junior, until my senior year. Then I made varsity. And I still rode the bench, but I just was on it. And I rode it. And I did it with pride. So if you didn't do that shit, bro, don't even shoot a music video.
So great point. My only point is I could not imagine making $1 million and wanting to go back and do that. So there's the first one. The second one that also has got me very much in my feels is John Tucker doing a front flip to win the game. He jumps.
Oh, not even that. When he has the thong on. When he has the fucking thong on and he's like, "Oh, more aerodynamic," and just fucking
windmill front flips to win a basketball game.
It was fucking slam ball. Everybody just on a trampoline, just getting up, and I'm like, "Nigga, I need a thong."
I know.
No fucking
make me like Mike.
Make me like John Tucker. Okay. So back on to this. You hate that. What about Space Jam?
Underrated still.
I mean,
underrated.
No, not underrated, but Michael is midair flight, arms stretched out.
My guy.
I mean,
He's playing monsters from another planet. And number two if you told me that was actual game footage after seeing all the other Michael footage I've seen in my life, I'd be like, of course. Of course he dropped it in from half court. He dunked the ball from half court.
That's why he's the greatest. That's why he's the greatest ever been.
That was actually, it's so funny that you bring that up because that was actually going to be my next overrated, underrated was GOATs in sports. I was going to ask you about that because I spent all of this week looking at just NFL discussion posts and was so hurt all week that there was no Tom Brady slander or anything because it just does not reach the same level as the NBA of immediately LeBron James wins a championship. Well, he's not Mike.
Yeah.
He'll never be Mike. Yeah. It's wait. They're well, hold on. Congratulations, Los Angeles. Not MJ. That's 4. That's 4. He 4-9. Wait, what? But Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl. He's the greatest, absolute greatest. Can't dispute it. Love him. Hate that he's in my division.
It's like that conversation. It's like that conversation where we're gonna get there. We're gonna go there. So you're just oh yeah, LeBron James, he's a class act. But then you talk about Tom Brady, white dude. It's just. Oh yeah, very respectable man. Da, 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 da. Oh, that LeBron James, or when you talk about a pro. Have you ever seen The League?
I haven't seen The League.
Oh man, they talk about when sportscasters talk about a black athlete.
Yeah,
he's a class act. He's a something this and that. And then when they talk about a white athlete, they use all the proper terminologies for it.
Dude.
And when they talk about a Spanish athlete, it's oh, he's a fireball or
yeah. No, you know what kills me about that too is that it also works the other way against white athletes because you can actually have 8 adjectives and that's all you can. He's a real gym rat. First one in, last one out. Yeah. Every fucking time.
Yeah.
And then my favorite covertly racist thing of all time, go to any NBA draft of all time and go look at this guy's league equivalent will be it's whatever skin color they are, and I'm talking even black people, it's the same shade. If it's a white person, it's a white person. If it's a black person, he's within a shade or two of whatever you're trying to compare him to. It happens all the time. It's so funny. It's so covertly racist, but it's always the same thing of it happens. So Luka Doncic, big Dirk Manu guy, he's got a game that no other black athlete has ever had. It's he plays none of these people. He plays none of these white people at all. You're oh, okay. Well, this is interesting.
Oh shit. Okay, you got any more?
Nah, I think I'm all out for right now, and we're running up on time, so.
Okay. Fair enough. I figured we were, so.
You want to sign it out? Oh, also, we could probably do some last-second housekeeping to let the people know. I mentioned it before, but we can mention it again, of that this is going to be our first video podcast. You can find us on YouTube.
First video. And TikTok, because I'm going to start that shit up. It's going to be on my TikTok, of course. Just to get the traffic going, because I haven't posted on TikTok in 3 years because, of course, there's traffic on there.
I haven't posted on TikTok since it was Musical.ly.
Yeah, straight up. Straight up! But, where can they find you, Quinn?
They can find me at Quinn Tweets. Where can they find you, Welly?
They can find me at Welly Boyce on Twitter and Wellington Boyce on Instagram and Wellington Boyce on TikTok, which is where you'll see probably some clips and segments of the show on TikTok, and you will probably find this video on YouTube. And do you have the YouTube?
It's a safe space for depravity, and it will be linked on either of our Twitters if you want to go find it.
Yes, sir, because niggas is out here making motherfucking content.
Content factory over here.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.
Bye.